WHBF is local for you. This is Local 4 News this morning.
Good Friday morning to you. I'm Alexandria Ikomoni.
And I'm Redrick Terry. Thanks for joining us for Local 4 News this morning. Finding use for an old greenhouse on the roof of Rock Island High School while helping those in need. Students
are growing food, and that food is being used to help feed the community. It's part of the school's garden program that launched last year. Local 4's Grace Runkle tells us how they hope to grow their impact.
On each one of these, you're going to put 3 seeds.
It's planting day at the Rock Island High School greenhouse, and science teacher Andy Campbell is helping these students develop their green thumbs.
I'm going to come around and put dirt over the whole thing when we're all done.
Desert plants once filled the greenhouse. Now, it'll keep sprouting seeds warm and sheltered.
I never even knew this room existed until Campbell brought it up.
When the plants are big enough, the students will move them to the garden outside. They had their first harvest last year.
In an abandoned lot where a house had been torn down, we grew over 300 pounds of food.
We were just spreading hay at first, and I didn't think it would be that quick that we get so much food.
Students donated tomatoes, squash, peppers, and cucumbers to a local church in the Rocky Resource Room, where students and their families can pick up food and clothes for free.
It was amazing. Honestly, knowing that we're actually making a difference and knowing we're actually able to help people, I mean, who honestly gets that opportunity every day?
Campbell says they hope to grow even more this year, and the greenhouse will help with that.
Sky's the limit for what we're going to do, I think.
This science teacher says there are plenty of lessons to learn in the garden. You'll make mistakes.
It's always a learning process.
Good things take time.
Definitely gotta have patience for all of this.
And something as tiny as a seed can make a big difference.
It's the little things that we do that actually make it count.
People want to do great things. This has really taught me the students care. And at this school, they really care a lot about what's going on, and they care a lot about each other.
Grace Runkle, Local 4 News.
Meanwhile, flooding continues to be an issue around the Quad Cities. Muscatine is closing the riverfront as moderate flooding continues along the Mississippi. Most of Riverside Park is underwater. The entrances at Iowa and Cedar Streets are closed. It's expected to remain this way for another week. And Al Moline tells Local 4 News River Drive east of 25th Street is now closed to rising water levels.
Boeing is taking steps to address concerns about the 737 MAX jetliner. Those steps lead our national headlines. Since October, the plane has been involved in 2 deadly crashes that claimed 346 lives. Going forward, all 737 MAX models will include a system that warns pilots of a sensor malfunction. That system had previously been optional.
Tributes from all around making their way to New Zealand for the victims of the mosque shootings there. It's been a week now since a gunman killed 50 worshippers at a pair of mosques. Today, the country remembered the victims with 2 minutes of silence after the Muslim call of prayer. The memorial came a day after New Zealand moved to ban weapons like those used by the shooter.
57-year-old Cesar Sayok changed his plea to guilty in federal court yesterday. That's after being accused of mailing pipe bombs to critics of President Trump. He faces 65 charges, including using weapons of mass destruction and illegal mailing of explosives while intent to kill. Last October, he was charged with sending threats. However, none of the bombs went off and no one was injured. Among those to receive the packages included former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, actor Robert De Niro, and the CNN headquarters. Sayek is expected to be sentenced in September and could face life in prison.
Looks like Facebook may not have lived up to a promise to keep your password private. The website stored passwords for hundreds of millions of users. An internet security analyst reports Facebook then exposed them to anyone who had access to the files. Several errors led Facebook branded apps to leave passwords accessible to thousands of company employees. As many as 600 million Facebook users are affected. The social media giant says it has fixed the issue.
Local 4 News has been bringing you stories about the accomplishment of women that are making a difference in the Quad Cities. Stories about female police officers, firefighters, and women in government.
Extraordinary people. But what about a job that never stops, like being a mother? Moms wear several hats, including being a caretaker. Local 4's Yukari Nakayama tells us about one mother taking her job to another level in today's Celebrating Women.
I love being a mom.
Sonia Herrera is one of many moms who leads 2 careers. She's up at 6 in the morning to be at work as a surgical nurse, and by night she's catering to her 2 sons. Her oldest, Caden, requires extra attention. At 3 months old, the 13-year-old teenager had a stroke, which left him paralyzed.
I had to take like a leave of absence. I started I had to, my focus completely turned on him, or turned to him.
She took a break from being a banker, and when she decided to return back, she decided to take on the role as nurse after she witnessed so many of them help her son.
Me wanting to become a nurse was like my way of giving back to other parents. It makes you want to do what's best, because if it were your loved one, you wouldn't want somebody to take a shortcut or anything like that.
Being a caretaker is a skill she learned at an early age. When she was younger, her brother passed away from medical issues at just 2 years old, and her mother flying from state to state to see doctors. That's something Herrera is now doing for her own son.
I think it's really ironic, I guess, that both myself and my mom had a son that had so many extra medical needs.
Watching her mother is what prepared Herrera to take anything on.
I think I pulled a lot of my strength from my mom.
Turning her personal skills into a career where she can help others as a nurse was a no-brainer for Herrera. She says the only way that was made possible was with strong women behind her.
I watched my mom, I watched my grandma. Had I not seen them be the type of moms that they are, I would have had an idea, but I wouldn't have had an idea where to start with my kids.
And like being a nurse, taking care of a family requires lots of hands on deck.
When people say it takes a village, it truly takes a village.
In Moline, Yukari Nakayama, Local 4 News.
What an amazing story. Absolutely just warms my heart this morning, just because moms, they're amazing and they are superwoman.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
they're just fantastic.
Yes.
It seems like anything they can do for their kids, they're going to do.
Yes, above
Yeah.
and
By
beyond.
whatever means necessary.
Oh, yeah. Where would I be without my mom? You know
Oh
what I'm
my
saying?
gosh.
Not here.
Nope.
I gave her, Hades growing up in high school sometimes, but love her to death. I wouldn't trade having that for the world.
Absolutely.
My mom is my best friend for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Love
Mama's
her.
boy
Oh,
through
yeah.
and through.
Absolutely. And what's really impressive is the ability of a lot of moms to strap their children in car seats.
Yes,
is
that's
just-
talent.
that's very
talent,
difficult.
for sure. It's
is.
an everyday thing that just blows my mind.
I don't understand it.
Yeah, it's wild.
Science, really.
Pretty much.
It's magic.
Yep.
Anyways, as you're getting the kids in the car this morning,
Good
temperatures
luck.
are nice and comfortable. Yeah, for sure. Taking your super strength pill or whatever it is. 36, the current temperature. Of course, climbing back to the 50s here today. So gorgeous day. Maybe take the kiddos to the park by the afternoon. Really going to be pretty pleasant stuff for us.
Yes.
Well, they would definitely enjoy that. I would enjoy a trip to the park.
Yeah.
Yes. Get on that swing.
There you go. See,
Are we there yet?
I will 100% always swing on
Yes.
a swing.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes.
I'm never too old for
Every
that.
time.
Never.
No, even though you get a little dizzy now,
Yeah.
it's like, whoa.
Ooh.
Still do it anyway. Ash, thanks.
Coming up, how the Hawkeyes are approaching today's tournament matchup.
Jay Kidwell has that next in sports.
Sports time now, 6:40. You're watching Local 4 News this morning.
WHBF is local for you with Redrick Terry, Alexandria Ikomoni, and meteorologist Ash Simpson. This is Local 4 News this morning in high definition.